Hi, sorry. Welcome back, everybody, to This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I'm Rose Perry.
I'm Eric.
With me's Eric. Sorry, my technology just failed like as we were supposed to start. So it came out as,
We don't need no technology around
Yeah,
here.
we're fine. We're fine. Hey, man.
What's up?
Hey, how you doing? Yep. Yeah, this is a late boy.
Oh, it's going to get wild.
We have not recorded a podcast this late in like maybe a year or so.
Well, holidays come around.
Yeah.
People want to hang out and they want to, you just gotta do what you gotta do.
That's how it goes.
To get the content out to the lovely listeners and watchers.
We said a couple of weeks ago, I can't remember if it was on the main feed or on the Patreon, but we do a lot of like working around our schedules to make sure that we get these things recorded for you, dear listener, and for our folks over at Patreon as well, patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can support the show, but at $5 a month, there's bonus content over there as well. A bonus episode that comes out every Monday, and then the pregame chats, which come out before the main episode, and the uncut version of the main episodes as well.
Very, I will say this week's pregame chat's very serious.
Very extremely weird.
I mean, it's something that everybody should talk about.
Mm-hmm.
And, it's not nothing that we would normally talk about on a main episode, but, you might want to check that one out.
It's just important sometimes to check in.
It's always good to retell the past, maybe from a different view or something.
Yeah. Or a certain one.
Yeah. So, certain something.
Well, I hope you all had a good Thanksgiving week. We're going to talk about the things that we poured for ourselves. A little bit later on, we got a review coming up at you. We're also going to be taking a look at something a little different.
What?
A beer.
What?
Yes, that was. We'll talk about it.
In my beer podcast.
Yeah, why not? But we are kicking off this week with a flying blind that is truly like a double blind.
Double blind.
Like neither of us know what this is.
I love a good double blind.
I have the info, the details in my email inbox.
Okay.
So we'll look at that. We also have a little thing we have that. I don't know if was.
Is it wrote on there?
I think I was told initially that it was, but
I love it's just scribble.
Yeah, but I don't know. Lucy got home.
This is what we're drinking.
Yeah, it doesn't have anything on it.
Look at that.
How about that? Lucy got home from her dad's last week. Was like, she just puts the sample bottle down on the counter. I was like, what is this? She goes, oh, that's for the episode next week. I was like, oh, okay.
Slams it down.
Great. I don't know what this is. And when I was talking about it with her, so it was provided to her by Brett, my father-in-law,
right?
Who at Thanksgiving asked Lucy, did you do the thing yet? Meaning like give me the sample.
Did you do the thing?
Yeah. And then as I was leaving to come over here, she was like, I don't even know what you're going to think about this. She was like,
she know what it is?
Yes, she does. She was like, the fact that this even exists blows my mind.
Oh, Lord.
So I don't know what we're about to dive into here, but
all right. Well,
I will say it looks really nice. It's got a great like honey amber color to it.
We don't talk about the color of.
We don't. We should talk about the color more. I think we only talk about the color if it's really dark or really light.
Yeah.
But never when it's just like a really satisfying. Like you look at this and it's like, this is bourbon.
It's got
right?
good legs too.
It really does. I got to admit, I'm a little scared. Why does it smell like beef jerky?
I was getting ready to say it's got a greasy nose. It smells like something greasy. It smells like the Slim Jim wrapper.
Yeah, that's 100% what it smells like. Like overly processed beef jerky or beef snacks. You know what I mean?
This is interesting.
Okay. Well,
all right.
That's our notes on the nose.
What the fuck is that? What is that?
Oh,
Is that like boozy apple cider with
it's weird because like midway through it starts to turn into like
that's not
like a honey
whiskey.
syrup.
That's what? What? I'm so confused.
I don't hate it.
I feel like it's
It's just strange.
I feel like it's part of something bigger.
You thought you were the only strange tasting whiskey out there?
I feel like
Your world's about to get a whole lot bigger.
I feel like this is like something that you mix up and then you add it to like some kind of like punch or like that. This is one piece of a bigger picture.
It does feel very liqueur. It's more liqueur
coating, it's coating my throat.
It's really nice. Yeah, I kind of like it.
It's like smooth, but like it's giving me that like, you know, when you get chocolate and you have chocolate or something and you get like that little bit of gooby in there.
You know what it almost reminds me of? It almost reminds me of like an American honey or a Jim Beam honey or something like that.
I could see that.
But it's smoky. It's like it got left. It's like if American honey.
Slim Jim honey. Snap into it.
It's like if it got left out, like it started out as like a honey finish or a honey infused or whatever, and it got left out next to like a bonfire overnight, and it just kind of soaked up all the, almost like a smoked honey cocktail.
There's more honey in it when I go back.
Yes, absolutely.
What is this? Honey barbecue wings.
Part of it feels too like a mead.
See, I don't know nothing about no mead.
Well, I brought you some to try.
Mead?
Yeah, remember?
I thought you said beer.
Not now.
Oh.
I mean, before.
Oh, yeah, we did have that mead. It was like, what, 1,000-year-old mead or something like that? What is... We got part of it right. Pretty much.
Curveball barbecue whiskey, 68 proof from Pewaukee, Wisconsin. Now, I'm going to see if Lucy emailed me any more information about this.
I mean, we were pretty on it with meat and grease and...
Curveball, the original barbecue whiskey. Throw it back.
Okay.
Sweet and smoky.
Throw it right back at you.
Okay. We can't get enough barbecue. This is the back label. If pitmasters don't sell out, we'd eat it morning, noon, and night. To satisfy our appetite, we put the barbecue behind the bar. Savor, sweet, smoky heat, meet American whiskey. How's that for a curveball? Now, curveball, by the way, is spelled Kurvball. Shoot, mix, or straight out of the bottle like barbecue sauce. It does taste like not a vinegar-based, like a tomato-based barbecue sauce.
God.
Doesn't it, though?
Smell of it one more time now.
It gets smokier like the longer we keep...
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't dislike it. It's just weird and different. Imagine cooking with this. Like using this for a barbecue recipe.
Well, I mean, I could see mixing this in some sort of barbecue sauce.
You know what I would really kind of like to see with this? Add like a half ounce or an ounce to an old fashioned and then smoke the old fashioned.
Ooh, that would be good. What if we added actual bourbon to this?
Okay, let's try it.
Which kind?
Hawaiian bourbon. Willet Purple Top.
These are all poured from the floor.
What's that? Four Roses? Is that just regular small batch or is that small batch select? Let's do that. I'm curious. I've been such on a small batch select kick recently that I'm just really unsure of how this would work together. No, but that was a lot that was in there for Pours from the Floor too. So, okay, Pours from the Floor, by the way, for anybody who doesn't know, that's one of our bonus shows we do over on Patreon. Yeah, there was like 4 ounces in there. We normally those have happened. No. Actually, don't mind it. Because it's got that, like, it's got the smoky barrel char to it, but then the fruitiness that you get from a nice balanced bourbon gets kind of introduced as well. You know what it smells like? It smells like grilled pineapple with barbecue sauce over it. Oh, that's weird.
That's one way to put it. Ooh, that's got a weird finish.
Honestly, I don't hate it.
It's a little sour.
Maybe
that's the pineapple you were talking about.
Yeah.
I think it needs more bourbon. Just joking.
But when, I mean, I you did like a 1-to-1, you know, but I think that it would, if you added it as just like a little squirt of flavor. A little squirt.
What a commercial for a bottle. A full bottle. You know, use a squirt.
For a little squirt of flavor.
It's like I said, it's one part of a big picture.
I completely agree.
It's
especially
squirt.
After
it's the what do you top it off? The floater.
Yeah.
It's the floater.
It's a floater. Yeah.
It's a floater of a smoked old fashioned.
It's a squirt floater.
It's a squirter. That's our new bartending term. Hey, I need to get a squirter over here. Anybody got a good squirter? Yeah. I got the curveball.
We got Tiffany. She's out.
I got that Tiffany small batch.
This is
squirter.
Again, this is weird, but I like it. It's just different. You know, I again, like, I won't find myself going, I need to have just a big pour of this.
The price. I want to know the price. If this is like a legit, like,
okay, let's
$20 to $30 thing, I would consider this for cocktails.
Do you want to? Okay, let's guess before I look it up. Do you want to go with a high price or do you want to go with a low price?
I'm saying this is 25 max.
My initial guess was $35.99. I'm going to say $27.99.
Okay. If this is 50, close to 50 or above, I'm going to.
There's no way.
I'm going to flip this table over.
There's no way.
I will flip this table over.
Yo, $22.99.
Okay, I can get behind this.
That's not bad at all.
I can get behind this because, you know, when you're making a cocktail that has tons of different things, you don't want to have to pay $1 bajillion just to make one. I can do that. I changed my mind a little bit about this.
The lowest I'm seeing it for is $16.99. The highest I've seen it for is $26.99.
I will
$25.
I will backtrack and say I'd get this just for the fun factor.
Well, that's kind of where I'm landing too with it. And I think that, you know, we're so groomed at this point to anticipate that.
I thought it was going to be $50.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. But there's no way that they could market a flavored whiskey like this as a semi-premium bottle.
I wonder what.
Oh, now that's a great idea. That's good right there. We added Coke Zero.
Let's do another layer to this.
The iceberg deepens.
That might be where it's at right there. If this was a cherry Coke, or if you put some cherry
that's not bad.
This might be where it's at. I could do this. I could do this. I can't do this.
I can win. I can win. I can't do it. Deep cut reference for anybody.
So now the question is, when you make the curveball and Coke, do you add bourbon to it?
I think you need to. I think it's too sweet. And Coke is inherently so sweet that you need something that's a little bit more alcohol forward to kind of cut it all. That's just like an old label for a sample.
Mystery. I think this is where it's at. I think you've got to give it a little bit more bourbon flavor. Mm-hmm. Not flavoring, but bourbon to add some flavor to it. And like you said, knock off that weird, like fake taste. But I will say, when we added the bourbon, that smoky, weird kind of meat kind of like came through as more of like a sweet barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
As opposed to just like smoke.
Yeah.
And adding the Coke, I like the Coke.
I'm not upset about it.
I like the Coke.
I thought you were clearing your nose and you lost your mind. Yeah. That was a very interesting journey. Thank you, Brett. Thank you, Lucy.
Thanks, Brett.
It was fantastic. What have you been drinking recently? Which I guess is kind of also my way of asking what'd you have for Thanksgiving?
I went a little different route this year because I couldn't decide what I wanted. There's always the turkey and all this stuff. But, I was trying to just chill, didn't have nothing going on. And you...
What's that like?
Well...
I think I say this every year now.
One day I wish that, I don't want to take you away from your family, but I wish that you could come over and see what it's like just to get up, just get the turkey ready because that's your job, and then you can sit back and you just chill the rest of the day because you do a lot of traveling. Perry literally goes to 20 different places.
It's worse at Christmas. We really only had like 3 Thanksgiving meals this year, but all 3 of them were over 2 days.
Oh, Lord.
And it can be a lot, but I mean, it's just part of it.
So you text me and was kind of asking, what you should have. And then I said, you know what? You tell me what I should have. I said, I want to do cocktails today.
Yeah, because my question was very simple. It was, is it too early for turkey?
I said, what's the situation?
I was like, just straight vibes, man. Oh. Now, it wasn't straight vibes the rest of the week.
I said, go for it. And I said, I'm in a cocktail mood. And I didn't get any bottles out in particular. I just said, I want to have some old fashions today. And you said, why don't you do this?
I said, why don't you make an old fashioned?
Right.
With Russell's small batch.
Yep.
10-year, 90 proof.
Yep.
And then, for a little extra spice, drop you a squirt of
a little squirter
of
on top.
Turkey 101 rye.
I did that,
which was kind of the inspiration for this week's review as well, so which we'll get to.
And it was delicious. And I even posted on my Instagram to message you for the secret recipe.
Guess how many people asked me?
How many?
0.
Fuck.
Literally no one.
But if I say message my daily bourbon for this bottle of Blanton's, it just blows up. No, it was good because it was like, what did I say when I was talking to you? It was almost like just like this elevated, like it was like a smooth old fashioned, but that rye on top like gave it this extra kick that I loved. I made like 3 of those, and that's all I drank.
Nice.
I drank one around noon. I drank another around like 3. And I drank another as my nightcap.
You said it's a spicy boy, kind of like adding a shot of espresso to coffee.
Yeah, it was like...
The top off just elevates it.
Yeah, it's like if you take a good cup of coffee and then add a little extra espresso to it, like you just get that kick. And that's how it was.
Give me that glass, boy. I didn't like that.
Tell me what to do.
Didn't like it.
And that's it. I kept with the theme. It was turkey. And it was a double bird... Perry's Double Bird Special.
Double gobble. Extra.
2 gobbles in your mouth.
Double gobble, extra.
Fashion.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Why not?
What were you going to say?
Yum.
Oh, okay. I'm making sure. You said yum.
What'd you think I was going to say?
You don't want to know.
All right.
But that's it. That's it. And we made dinner, had the turkey, had a couple of plates, and I sat back and I just listened to Perry describe all the events that surrounded him for the day. And it was amazing. I watched football and I checked my phone.
And your halftime show was me telling you some of the crazy things that were said around.
Jack Harlow's halftime show was horrible. Dolly
was great.
Bring it, baby. Bring it.
Dolly's was top tier, man.
Did you see the comparison Jack Harlow's
Yes,
stage?
I did. It was so funny.
And I even I think April was busy doing something. I go, April, what is Jack Harlow doing right now? And she was busy. She couldn't do anything. And I was just sitting there going, what is happening? And then I'd check up on my phone and be like, what's Perry doing? And he'd be telling me something. And it's honestly was such a fun Thanksgiving just following along with you.
Yeah, there were some wild, nothing like, I'll tell you in a second. Nothing like, obscene or racist or anything. It was just funny little isms that were said throughout the day that I kept texting Eric about because they made me giggle, and
it made me laugh too. I said, "Don't leave, stay longer." So, what'd you drink?
I primarily stuck to turkey.
Yeah,
as well. We didn't have a big production for our social media this year like we did last year.
I literally did a 69 for the day before for it, and because everybody else paired.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody else made a turkey out of wild turkey bottles.
Yeah.
Never heard of that before.
Never seen that. You made a nice little picture.
I did. Yeah, I'll throw it up on screen too for anybody.
Didn't tag me.
I don't like tagging just random people.
I'm a random person.
No, that's not what I mean. That's not...
What is this?
What? I don't, okay. So the tag barrage that
I do it.
People do. I don't like doing it. So if you're
I
not.
Do it and you don't tag me and stuff. I told him before, listen, I sent him a text message. I said, it's been too long. I want to make you sweat this recording.
It's been a week.
I know how to get him.
Yeah.
No, man. It was a good picture.
But
whose hands were that?
Mine and my dad's. So
which was which? I couldn't tell. I'm just joking.
Really?
I'm just joking.
But I just kind of came up with it.
I like
kind of last minute. And
took the picture.
Lucy's cousin did.
See, I'm imagining everything right now.
Well, it initially started I was trying to figure out how to frame it, and I was trying to figure out how to make it look, because I originally wanted a fork and a knife in there, but then the way that our hands were reaching over, you couldn't really make out the fork and the knife as well.
Take my small hand.
Yeah.
Take my strong hand.
And Lucy and Sarah at one point were putting their hands on different dishes, they were trying to pick up, pass around and everything. It just didn't work as well. So it just worked super, super well with the turkey being the focal point, and me and my dad handing the glass off to each other. The nice thing about that photo too, here's what I like about this is where my art school kid brain comes in too. I liked that we both had our hands on the glass at the same time, so you can't really tell who's passing it to whom. So you leave the viewer to decide. Exactly. But it's cross generational, and you're
yeah.
Art has meaning.
I'll be thinking about this for a while.
Yeah, right. But anyway, turkey mostly throughout the day. Sorry. I've been gleeking a lot recently.
Squirting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gleeking. This is the squirting episode. The long-awaited squirting episode of TIMBP.
Feels bound to happen.
We do it for long enough. It just happens.
It just happens. It's natural, right? It's a natural thing.
It's coming.
It's coming, all right. It's a coming.
Anyway.
All right.
So mostly turkey throughout the day.
Yeah.
I had one bottle that was kind of my special bottle.
What was it?
Throughout the day. This is part of a larger story. And this is going to go on for a little while. Like, I'm not going to divulge everything this week.
Divulge!
I was watching a bunch of his videos last week. Yeah, that's right. I'm not going to tell the whole story just yet, but I did
pick up the new pride of. Oh, sorry. Oh, an old school one.
Get an old school Knob Creek pick off a buddy on Facebook. More to come from this in the next few weeks. That I don't want to like. I don't try to like tease things too hard, but there is more to me getting this bottle that also is like steeped in TIMBP lore that I am so excited about. So by next week, we will have the follow-up to what I'm getting at with this guy. So we'll also have a little bit of this in a bit. But before I go any further talking about what I've been drinking recently, got to talk about what we're drinking right now, which is Wheat Science. This is an Imperial Stout aged in wheated bourbon barrels. Now, this isn't just any Imperial Stout aged in wheated bourbon barrels.
Tell me about it.
This is an Imperial Stout aged in Wilderness Trail wheated bourbon barrels. Oh. And it was a barrel of Wilderness Trail wheated bourbon picked by It's Bourbon Night.
Oh, that one.
This one.
The one that they said they didn't have anymore.
Yep. 12.4%
when I asked them about it. They had more.
I had this at their big bourbon night. Chad was out running some errands today. Asked if anybody needed a drop off. And I said, yes, please. So I bought 4 cans of this. I wanted to share the first one.
Well, thank
with you.
So pretty
I know you're not the biggest
I'm not
stout guy.
And
but
don't hold anything.
I think you've had more stouts on this podcast than you had in your entire life before.
Yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. Smells not as soy saucy as I normally get.
I forgot that was your tasting note.
Yeah. Yeah. Smells cherry.
I think it's kind of grainy too. Not in a bad way. But like it reminds me of like cereal grain.
Well, is Fruit Loops considered cereal grain?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Yeah, it smells like Fruit Loops.
Yeah, I could totally see that. Oh, it's so chocolatey.
I will say that's way more approachable than some of the other ones we've had. Mm-hmm. And that's just me as the person who doesn't drink stout beers.
Well, you have to remember too, I mean, Chad and Sarah are not particularly beer drinkers either, especially stouts.
Well, what made them make a beer?
I don't know.
That's the question.
I truly do not have the answer. But
the black can with that.
Oh, the black can is slick, dude.
Good. One of a kind beer for one of a kind people.
Oh yeah, sorry, I should have said it's with Mere Twin in Lexington. So they partnered with a craft brewery.
This is cool though.
Yeah.
So are these going to be in stores, or are they only available?
I believe that they might be.
This
for
looks just
sale.
like something I'd see at Ernie's sitting on that counter.
Yeah, right. But they did also have coffee that was made, aged. I think it was it was aged in the barrel that housed this beer, which housed the whiskey.
Triple barrel?
I get for sure.
Kind of.
Yeah, kind of. But I got a bag of that as well.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how they're selling it, but
it's cool.
I think it's really
I don't
nice.
mind it.
Yeah.
I don't mind it. I see. This is me and stouts. This is me and stouts right here. I probably just need like a Glencairn for stouts.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I will sip on this.
Yeah.
But I can't. It feels so thick.
Yeah, it is heavy. It is definitely heavy.
But like, I don't feel like I could ever drink a whole one of these myself unless I was like just going. Bleh.
Oh, brother. There was a time during the pandemic, and for a little while too, like if Lucy would go out of town,
I would pounding these.
I would get up on a Saturday. I would make myself just a big old breakfast. I'd have some coffee beforehand, but then I would go and I would get a stout and I would drink it with my breakfast. And I was asleep by 11.
Well, that sounds nice.
And it was great, but it was just, it was
well, if you didn't have nothing to do, then that sounds like a great Saturday.
I probably did, but
there's a lot of stuff did you get that done, Perry? Yeah, I'm working on it.
I'm doing it like as she's pulling in the driveway.
It's almost done.
Why are you sweating? Nothing. Just worked out. But yeah, I mean, I don't drink stouts nearly as much as I used to. We forewent. We decided to forego. We decided to forego getting media samples of the Bourbon County Stout bottles this year.
Yeah, those just came out, didn't they?
Yeah. I just didn't. I was in the middle of moving, and there were too many other moving parts going on that I just didn't.
Say anything about them?
Like, do we get an email or anything?
Has anybody like talked about it? I know people were talking about it in the Discord. And
somebody in the Discord, by the way, you can get access to our Discord via the Patreon.
Do it.
It was Patrick on the Discord. He said the Bananas Foster is one of the best versions of Bourbon County Stout that I've had. Banana bread pudding topped with bourbon infused caramel sauce and vanilla ice cream. Yeah.
So what was it finished in?
I don't know.
Like, because usually it's like, we did it in this whiskey barrel, or we did it in this whiskey barrel, right?
Yeah.
But what was Banana Foster? Good times? We finished our stout in Good Times Banana Foster barrels.
USA Today reviewed. Oh, it's forthewin.usa or ftw.usatoday.com.
FTW.
Wait. This is too much.
That's what I used to. That's what I used to tell the kids. My FTW tattoo stood for.
For the win.
For the win. It doesn't stand for that.
This beer was brewed with banana and cinnamon. It features more than 10,000 pounds of almonds in the form of whole roasted, sliced, and granulated nuts.
Okay, I kind of want to try that.
Oh, I really want to try it, but it just was. It was just one of those years where I didn't. Like something had to give.
Is that one pretty much sold out? Probably.
I don't know. It seems like people are finding it pretty easily. It also seems like the Angel's Envy finished one was really, really popular.
Ooh.
So I doubt we'll get to try that one. But I'll do my best to see. Like I genuinely have not had a chance to even go to a store since.
I wasn't getting out on Black Friday either.
No, screw that.
I had to go to work.
I did not work on Black Friday. I feel like
I didn't have to, but I had so much.
You needed to.
I didn't want to be coming in on Monday and getting caught up with everything. So, and it was really quiet at work, and it was actually kind of nice. I was in my office, and I just put my podcast on while I was working in the office.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway,
this is good.
This is great.
This is probably better than the Goose ones. That's Whiskey Mutant's
hot take
thing.
High proof hot take. There you
go. Hopefully they give me one of those secret bottles of. Never mind.
Other things I've been drinking. We came over here actually for a little Friendsgiving as well last weekend.
Perry played Spider-Man on PlayStation. Spider-Man 2. He's not played Spider-Man 1, and he did something that I had not even done before. Somehow Perry figured out how to make Spider-Man be worse, a worse person. And he was swinging in the wrong direction a few times.
Yeah, okay, so let's back up for a second. Yeah, so first of all, we recorded last Friday as well. Yeah. And so from about 1 o'clock in the afternoon up until we left around 9, I was here.
Yeah.
And so I had started drinking at 1 o'clock. Oh no, we stayed late.
I was going to say you didn't leave.
We stayed at like 11. Or we stayed until like 11.
Yeah, it was late.
I'm sorry, I forgot about that. Addison's boyfriend hadn't left yet. Somehow.
Don't bring that up.
Not my monkey, not my circus. Anyway. But we had been drinking for a while that day. And you were like, I really want you to try out the new Spider-Man game. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm so down for it. Because I wanted to anyway, because big Spider-Man fan.
The thing about the game is I didn't start a new game and do all this stuff.
Yeah, you dropped me right into the middle of the first half of the game.
It's not going to mess up my game. So I was like, get in there, boy. Be Spider-Man.
So, first of all, not having played a Spider-Man game previously, other than Nintendo 64 and PC way back in the day, and Game Boy. You ever played the Game Boy Spider-Man games? Yeah, bad. I had to very quickly figure out how to web swing as Spider-Man. And there was a good portion of it where I just ran through New York City and then swung backwards.
He swung, and not you can go backwards and stuff, but Perry did stuff that I had not even.
I didn't know you could swing backwards.
He was the game glitched or something, and Spider-Man was literally going backwards, like he was normally going forwards. And then he messed up a homeless person.
No, then so while I was running around, I was trying out some of the other controls, and I ran into a person, just a regular New Yorker, and Eric's like, hit the triangle. I was like, what do you mean? And we gave each other a high five, so that was pretty cool. Then trying to figure out, I see on the screen it's a particular command on the controller, and I hit it, and you grab a trash can with your webs, and it spins you around, and then you slam it down, and there was a homeless person in the game who was just sitting on the side of the street, and I hit him with a trash can.
Yeah, you got the Evil Spider-Man award. I was trying to avoid that one.
I'm trying to swing around. I'm jumping back into the air. I was like, this isn't good. I'll jump back into the air. Trying to swing. I'm going backwards again.
I've never seen. I'm
like, I don't know what I'm doing. Where am I going? I don't feel like Spider-Man. And the two of us just absolutely lost
I don't want to be Spider-Man. I don't feel like Spider-Man. I lost it. Our wives didn't know what was happening, but I was crying. I could not breathe.
The funniest things.
I was crying and I could not breathe. There's just something fun about watching somebody try to play a video game for the first time, but when they know how to play video games, it's not like Harry plays video games all the time. He plays more than me probably, but just something when you see somebody trying to figure out the controls. And then they get so discouraged with themselves. Well, the worst. And he loves Spider-Man so much, and he's probably so mad at himself that he's
so frustrated.
He's like, I'm supposed to be a good Spider-Man right now.
I'm so bad too about watching other people play a video game and then being like, I could do that. And then you drop me into the middle of New York City. I'm like, it was like my fingers turned into worms, and I couldn't figure out how to control.
When you said I don't feel like Spider-Man, I about lost it, dude. I laughed so hard. And I was like, how are you doing this? I genuinely did not understand what was happening. Oh man. It was so fun.
That was good.
We had a bunch of pours.
What else did we have that night? We had a Willet Purple Top.
Willets. What else? We had Knob Creek that you brought. No, the Makers.
Oh yeah, the Future Proof. That was my my birthday bottle from Papa Ritter.
Yeah.
We had a Stag Junior.
Mm-hmm.
We had.
What else did we have? We had something. I can't remember. We had a lot.
We did have a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a long day, but it was a fun day.
It was fun. So we got to start planning our Christmas stuff.
We do.
I have to bring bottles over there for that one.
Yeah, we're doing it at our house this year. So in trying to figure out what we were going to review for this week, I realized that somehow we have never reviewed Wild Turkey 101 Rye.
That's crazy.
So appropriate, of course, because we both drank this on Thanksgiving Day.
I did. I killed my bottle.
You did.
I have the big boy.
The leader?
Yeah.
I think it's crazy. They sell it in the 750s now. I thought it was always going to be in the liters.
I know.
But it's fine.
One of my favorite, this is not talked about enough, I don't think.
I agree. It's very much... Golly.
What?
Nothing. In the kind of not public, but it's in the bourbon drinkers' conscious. Like they know that it exists, but nobody's ever really talking about it. Yeah, you're right. It's just not widely spoken about, but it's such a great utility rye on its own, but it's still a great sipper as well.
Oh, we can do. April loves it. That's why I didn't have that much left because she loves it. She loves that and Old Faux rye in her old fashions.
I do love Old Forester rye.
I do too. I think this just has a little bit more spice on it, and it's got one more proof, so it wins.
I will say too, it is just straight up a rye whiskey. There is no doubt from the nose moving forward
it's
a rye whiskey
and apple. I get
a lot of brown sugar too
on turkey rye, especially in rare breed rye. It is so appley to me. It's like an apple sucker, and this is like a blow pop, and this is like the beginning of it, and then when you go up to the rare breed rye, it's like full blown blow pop. Oh yeah, dude! It's just classic rye.
Yeah.
It's cold outside right now. This is the perfect one.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Pour me a rye. I don't want to be Spider-Man. Baby, it's cold outside. I don't want to swing around. Baby, it's cold outside.
I don't feel like Spider-Man. I don't want to be Spider-Man.
Hit that homeless man with a garbage can.
I didn't feel like Spider-Man.
I'm not a good Spider-Man at all. All right, back to
I just had a sip already, but it's not as intense on the palate as I kind of expect it to be from the nose, but I don't think that it's lacking too much. I think it is incredibly full-bodied. I love the finish on this too.
The finish is when you get really you get it up front on the sides of your tongue, but oh man, that finish, it's apple pie. It's apple pie with cinnamon.
Do you like cheese with your apple pie?
Mm-mm.
What about pumpkin pie?
Cheese with no pie. No cheese. No
pie with no cheese?
Why?
Cheese with no pie.
I know
a succulent Chinese meal.
I know that's a thing, but no cheese on pie. I've seen the things.
My dad does it.
That's crazy. I love Papa Ritter. That's crazy.
What a definitive statement. That's crazy.
It is. And I know a lot of people do, but like I can't. No.
I'm sorry.
Have you tried it?
Yeah, I kind of like it.
Get out of here. You and your cheese on sweet stuff.
That's
cheese
crazy.
on the McGriddle. Cheese on pies.
That's crazy.
Cheese on Wild Turkey 101 rye. No, I don't like cheese. I don't get the cheese on pie thing.
I don't mind it. Okay. I definitely don't mind this.
I love this.
Yeah. $25-ish a bottle too.
That's a steal.
Yeah. 6-year-old rye, I believe, 6 or 7-year-old. There's just so much to be appreciated with this. I mean, not just the price. It's very complex. I think it goes a long way to show how, at a younger age, rye can be more complex as well.
Yeah.
Than bourbon can be. Not always in the mood for rye over bourbon. Sometimes that mood hits, but I'm genuinely not upset with this.
No,
at all. It's delicious.
I love it.
Yeah, dude. I guess we'll go ahead and give it the old TIMBP review thing. Nose, palate, finish, and price. Each category is out of 5. Final score is out of 20. What do you think about the nose, Eric?
4. Candy apple.
Yeah.
Candy apple.
I'm going to give it a 3.5.
Okay. Calculator on here because I always
negative $1,200. Are you in the hole? Do you need help?
No. You don't know how I do my budget.
Not yet.
You don't know how I do my budget. Maybe
Sorry.
that's how positive I was.
Sorry. I didn't mean to pry.
I'll tell you. I don't care.
I don't, but never mind. No, I feel bad.
I need some money.
Remind me, I need to tell you something after we get done recording too. I've never told anybody this. It's about looking over at somebody's phone when I wasn't supposed to.
I like it.
Anyway.
I love the nose.
I do really enjoy it.
I could almost give every Wild Turkey rye product probably about the same nose because I get it in all of them. Even the freaking Master's Keep rye. Like it's apple. I get apple.
Yeah, 3.5 on the nose for me. I think I'm sticking with 3.5 on the palate as well.
I will go. This is one of those that I'm kind of back and forth. I'm going to do the palate and the finish together.
Okay.
I give the palate a 3 because it kind of, like you said, it's a rye, but like there's just something about the finish. I go back to a 4 on the finish.
I'm going to give the finish a 3.5.
Here we go.
What do you think about the price on this?
5.
I mean, it's like I can't argue with the value based on the quality of it either. I mean, it is very complex. I think the only thing that's missing for me is just a little bit of proof, but that's subjective. I'm sorry. But that's just where I am with it. I would prefer, for a little bit extra money, rare breed rye.
Yeah, I can see that.
But that's just me.
Yeah, I think rare breed just elevates all this.
Yeah.
But in this
case,
I can't even think of that many like $25 ryes that you can get that are 100. Old Forester rye.
But that's about it.
What else?
Honestly. Rittenhouse? Bottle and Bond?
That's one thing I don't have a lot of.
Yeah, I've never been the biggest fan of Rittenhouse rye, but I also haven't had it in a while. I'll go back and revisit it.
I know there's a bajillion like MGP ryes we could get.
Well, sure. But as far as like, kind of the big names.
Big names. I love this thing.
Yeah, I do too.
Can I have this?
Sure.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm fine with a 5 on the price, too.
Yeah.
Which brings us both, I think, to a 15.5 out of 20.
Yeah.
So
get it.
It's nice and available and cheap too.
Especially now.
Yeah, there was a time period too where it wasn't as readily available. But I do like that it's now, it's out there. You can get it.
Get it. It's winter. Get your rye. It's good at cocktails. I know that for a fact.
I got bad news.
What?
We don't have a barrel ring this week.
What?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a pass.
It's a pass because we had a holiday this week. I understand.
But that's the only pass you get. That's it.
Okay. Well,
it's the only pass they get.
So we'll go into high proof hot takes.
Christmas. I've got 3.
Whoa.
But I'm not going to say any of them.
Because one of them is being passive aggressive.
One of them, I'm just going to say the PR team for TIMBP sent me a direct message recently that I was a little too much.
Shut up. Shut up.
So I'm going to hold all high proof hot takes this week, and I'm going to be positive.
Finish that so I can pour you some Knob Creek.
But yeah, I had a meeting with the PR team. I was a bad boy, bad boy, and I'm not going to say anything. I'll save my high proof hot takes because I'm having a good time right now. I will say, no, I won't say that.
You know what I'm going to say?
I'm not going to say it. I will say that my labs were off, so I haven't drank anything since Thanksgiving, which is only a day ago.
As of recording.
So that's my high proof hot take for myself is I need to
chill out.
Yeah.
My high proof hot take.
My liver labs were good. My cholesterol is bad. I have bad cholesterol right now. I'm a bad boy with cholesterol. Bad boy with cholesterol.
My high proof hot take occurred on the way over here.
Oh.
At 9:00 on a Saturday night.
Minnie's got.
Minnie?
I got a high proof hot take. Y'all recording too late.
This is her time to be down here and drink from your bottles that you don't know about.
Smells good. Sorry.
That's okay. Don't make your issues with other drivers everybody else's problem. Road rage.
Uh-oh.
I had a classic issue of somebody was just going a little bit too fast and somebody else didn't like that. So they had to make sure that they were put in their place.
What'd they do? What happened?
Well, they slowed down in the fast lane as other cars were coming by, speed matched the other cars that pulled up. And so there was a line of like 3 of us on both sides in both lanes. We couldn't do anything to fix the situation because the person at the front in the fast lane was blocking the person behind them that they had an issue with. And they kept speed matching the person who was at the front of the slow lane.
This
so that
like
it just deadlocked us. There was nowhere for us to go. It was horrible. Anyway, so I hate when other people's driving problems become mine too. It's just children. It's just adult children. Driving.
Adult children.
You shouldn't be driving if you're going to be that stupid.
Adult children. What about when children in the, I don't know what Minnie's doing.
She's having a great time playing football.
What about have you ever been at a red light and actual children are watching like a cartoon?
Yes.
And
you start watching Bluey.
They're watching Minions.
You start watching Bluey while they're watching it. Yeah. So you get distracted. Yeah.
Well, that's not safe.
No, of course not. Yeah. Tips and bits, though.
Tips and bits.
This is our recommendation segment. Things we've been watching, reading, listening to, enjoying. This is our 20. I think it's 2018. I think is when it was from 2018, 2019. Kroger Knob Creek barrel pick.
I like it.
So 13 years old, I believe is how old it is. So
how do you find out on these? Because they never say, because they just say, because I had one over there that we have not opened.
I mean, this was just through the guy that I bought it off of. Yeah. He just knew based off of.
I don't know.
I mean, honestly, Swan probably remembers too from when he was working at Crochet. So, yeah, it's the fancy.
I miss Swan.
Yeah, I miss Swan too. Tips and bits.
I have been watching, I finished the new Scott Pilgrim anime.
How'd you like it?
I've
heard literally nothing about it.
So I have heard mixed reviews, and I can tell you why. Because I won't spoil anything because I want you to watch it. But okay. So we've had Scott Pilgrim the manga, which I love. It's literally right over there, like one of my favorite comics. I've read it over and over. And then we've had Scott Pilgrim the live action movie, which is a great adaptation of this.
Michael Cera.
Brie
Larson's in it.
Chris Evans. Do you know about Paku Paku?
I do not.
Okay, never mind.
I'm just like, I'm not even doing a bit. I just straight up don't know what you're talking about.
It's in the movie. It's Pac-Man. He does the Pac-Man thing where he talks to...
I haven't seen the movie.
You've never seen the movie?
I've not seen the movie.
Have you read the comic?
I have not, but I have them all. Do you want to know why I have them all? This is the worst thing, too.
Let
me back this train up.
All right, go ahead.
So in college, I think it was my freshman year of college before I transferred. I was talking about how I had never seen Scott Pilgrim to somebody or read the manga either.
I was going to say, probably, I don't even know. Was the movie out?
The movie came out in like 2009, right?
Fucking old, man. Jesus. You want me to tell you a funny story?
Let me finish this. Yeah, hold on. Let me see when Scott Pilgrim movie came out.
I'm so old.
Scott Pilgrim movie, 2010.
Damn.
I graduated from high school in 2011. So, Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor's wife.
Yeah.
And Kieran Culkin. That's crazy.
Yep.
Anyway.
Wallace.
So he was like, I can't believe you've never read Scott Pilgrim or seen the movie. And I was like, this is just not like, I didn't realize it was so much of a thing. Like at that point, I didn't even know that it was a manga before it was a movie. Right. And he was like, okay, well, I'm just going to loan you.
You kept them.
I didn't mean to. I've got the complete Scott Pilgrim manga. I think it's still at my mom and dad's house.
You have to read them and you have to watch them.
I don't even remember the guy that lent them to me.
Oh my god! Well, they're yours now.
Yeah, no, they're mine. I'll read through them.
I will say that I started reading, and it like when the last couple were coming out, the comic book shop that I went to at the time, because I would get like weekly comics.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, I eventually got to where I couldn't. But they didn't even know about it, and I had them order it because I was like, I need this when it comes out and all this. But anyway, so what is Minnie doing? She's on a scratching pad.
Minnie, stop eating plastic.
Minnie, hey,
Minnie.
What is she doing?
She's licking the plastic bag, dude.
My cat is going crazy. Minnie. Stop.
Stop. He's so cute though.
Anyway, it's just I've loved it for so long.
Yeah.
And so the movie changed stuff a little bit, but it was pretty true to the comic.
Sure.
So when they came out with this anime, which is in the same style as the comic,
right,
I kind of expected it to be the same. Well, it ain't.
Let me ask you something first.
Okay.
Is it a continuation of the story from the manga? Or is it just another adaptation?
It's another adaptation.
Okay. All right.
And I think that's why people are upset, because there are the people who want it to be exactly the same.
Right.
Which, I appreciate that too. But we've already had another adaptation with the movie.
So when we were talking last week about Shaman King,
yes.
When we were talking about all the different shonen anime to watch.
Right.
I didn't realize that there had been 2 different anime adaptations of Shaman King. There was one from like the early 2000s and another one that came out in like 2021.
They do it all the time.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
You know, it's wild to me that like there hasn't been a new adaptation. I guess Shueisha, or they're not even Shueisha anymore, are they? No, Toei. I don't remember. Anyway, that there hasn't been like a new adaptation of Dragon Ball either.
Oh, like starting from the start.
Yeah. I mean, they have the recuts and everything.
I think that's too classic to even attempt.
I don't know. I think
people
it could
would probably riot.
I think that if they strictly stuck to the manga, didn't add filler, didn't go completely off track, I think that it would be really, really well received. I would like to see it. There are so many little changes between the manga and the anime that would be a more faithful adaptation. For instance, during the fight with Perfect Cell, Gohan in the anime kicks him in the stomach, and that's what leads to him vomiting up Android 18. Yeah. In the manga, though, he kicks him in the head.
Yeah.
And that's what makes him throw up Android 18. And it is gruesome.
Brutal.
I mean, it's great. But anyway, I don't know. I would like to see less filler focused. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But people are mad because they changed a lot of things. I'm not mad because it's a new story. It's just like a what if. It's almost like it starts out the same, and it's like, what if this happened at this time, and it changed the rest of the story completely?
I like that. So
if you are a fan of Scott Pilgrim, I think you're going to like this. If you've not watched it, I would recommend reading or watching the movie.
It's on. It has been on my list for years now.
Well,
what year are we in? 2023.
Push it 12 up a
years.
Little bit.
12 years.
So yeah, that's what I just recently finished. Also, Attack on Titan finally ended after a bajillion years.
Really?
And
I don't think I knew that.
No matter how many times I thought that Attack on Titan wouldn't like make me feel a certain way, it turns around and it does, because like this is like the finale of like part 4 from like forever ago. Just Attack on Titan in general.
Sure.
Just watch it. You can now watch the whole thing through. It's finally done. I've been watching this show for years and years and years. And what else? Anime wise, Jujutsu Kaisen season 2 is great. And then I think that's it. Yeah. Scott Pilgrim was my big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I got.
We so have you've not watched Letterkenny, right? Now's as good a time as any to get into it, because their final season is coming out next month, which I'm pretty bummed about, but it's been on for a while now. This is their 12th season. And I absolutely love the show. Their spin-off show, Shoresy, which is based on one of their kind of side characters who's a hockey player. He got his own spin-off, and the second season came out earlier this year. 6 episodes. Each episode is like 20 to 30 minutes long. We blew through it in a night because it was
How many
just...
episodes was it?
6.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it was just an easy watch, and we love the comedy of Letterkenny in that world and everything, and just had a great time with it. So I would definitely recommend you getting into Letterkenny, because I think that it's the humor that you and I have together is so it's so much in line with Letterkenny and their comedy.
Okay.
And then Shoresy, of course, off the back of that. But also, okay, so this is less of like, because I was thinking about this on the way over here too. I was trying to figure out how to talk about this, not in a way of like, you should do this particular thing, but because it's not it's not something that everybody is capable of. And I said I kind of teased it on, I guess it was Pours from the Floor, that I would talk about it on the main episode. But I tried the new hottest hot sauce from Hot Ones, the Last Dab Experience, which is made from it is 91% Pepper X, which is the new world's hottest pepper. And I'll give you an idea of how hot it is. So a jalapeno. Let me actually look this up so I have it exactly.
Those ratings that
yes.
What PSI? No, that's air.
SHU. PSI. SHU, which stands for Scoville Heat Unit.
Scoville.
Right? So jalapeno falls between 2,500 and 8,000.
See, I poop on myself when I eat a jalapeno.
But I'm trying to give you a little bit of context here for how hot
my belly's hurting just
Pepper X is. Pepper X set the record for the hottest pepper in the world last month at a base, I believe, of 2.6 million.
How do they measure that?
I don't know. I don't know the science behind it. I don't understand it. I don't even pretend to understand how that is measured. But I was driving over here thinking about it, and I bought the whole lineup of hot sauces from this season of Hot Ones. I'd never done it before, but there were so many different ones that I was curious about. There was one that was made with like pineapple and mango infused in it. It had their new buffalo sauce in it. It had a barbacoa sauce that is new for this season as well. But then like one of the hottest ones, it was like 7 out of 10, was whiskey infused. And I was like, I've got to try that.
You say what kind of whiskey?
Yes. Uncle Nearest.
Really?
Yes,
nice.
It says on the label that is Uncle Nearest infused.
I like that.
I was so thrilled when I saw it, and it also blew my balls off. It was so hot.
So, well, get to the X factor.
Well, the X was intense. The experience.
Were you sweating?
Yes. It was almost and it's not that I wasn't sweating beforehand, but I had kind of like calmed down a little bit.
Like the show? Did you interview yourself?
No.
Oh.
and I didn't go for a full wing either, right?
You did it on a wing.
I did a drop of it on a chip because I wanted a vessel. I wanted to have something that would, and it lit me up. I mean, it's brutal. It is mostly just intense heat. But here's what I took away from it. And it again, you would not be able to do it. It would absolutely destroy you.
In the hospital.
Yeah. But as I was driving over here thinking about it, like I was trying to be introspective about my day, right? Because I haven't had a whole lot of time on my break from work to really kind of like center myself and be in the moment. And it's just been go, 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 go. And I finally had the chance to just think about like, how did my day go today? Right. I got to wake my daughter up. That was fantastic. She ran up, gave me a big hug, same thing when I got her up from her nap.
Yeah.
I got stuff done around the house. That felt so rewarding.
Oh, I know. I love
that.
Yeah.
But then at the end of it, I got to try a sauce. And this is something that like a couple years ago, I don't think I would have had the even like mental fortitude to even approach. But try a sauce made primarily with 91% Pepper X, the hottest pepper in the world. Like, it's not every day that I do that. Like, that's something that I feel not pride in, but at least it's like, I feel like I did something today, that's something I can say, yeah, I've experienced that. No, I'm not saying that like this is going to escalate into like skydiving or, buying a tank or whatever. I'm just saying like it's not something that I typically set out to do in a day, but it's something that I really enjoyed, the fact that I got to look back at the day and say, and I had that experience.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly what my like tip and or bit here is. I think it's leaning more towards like challenge yourself to experience something, or at least be mindful of the experiences that you have had.
Set out to take
in a
the
day.
biggest dump of the day for the world.
Because
it could be you.
It could be you. Everybody has that chance. Somebody during a given 24-hour period has had the biggest dump of the day. You just don't know it.
If I came up to you and I was like, listen,
you just don't know it.
I ain't got much time left. And I want to experience these peppers. Would you get them ready for me? With the whole lineup?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
If it meant that it may end me.
Well, if that's how you want to go out. How do I want to go out? I want to talk about this. If you could have like a Crohn's free day.
Oh.
I would 100% say, not only are we doing like the hot ones lineup, you and I are eating whatever you want to.
Yeah.
Like,
I would want to
no repercussions.
I would want to get one of those pizzas that I see online where like they have a bunch of the really cut pepperonis and they put 1,000 of them on there, and then they take the sauce and they mix it with the grease and they like.
We talked about this recently.
Yeah.
I
want.
It was on a pregame chat.
Because if I ate one slice of that,
Poop City,
I would be out for the day. And I watch Hot Ones, and I'm like, oh, I'd love to do that, but I would be out for the day.
Yeah, but there's this just like.
But I want to. I tried.
See, that's the thing.
I ruined a day of my vacation one time when I was in Tennessee because I did that stupid hot sauce place in Gatlinburg. Yeah.
What's it called?
Like hot ass or something.
It's like sauced on
big ass sauces.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I love that place, man.
I was in the bathroom 20 minutes later and I was done for the day.
I believe that.
What kind of wings what kind of chips did you put it on?
Just like the Stacy's
just
pita chips.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't trying to like go all out. I will say though, I can't imagine eating a whole wing with that hot sauce on it.
Well,
I'm going to at some point.
Even on the show, though, they only put a drop on there, right?
No, they coat the wing.
I thought they just dropped it on there.
They add a dab.
Oh.
It's completely covered in the sauce, and then they add a dab of it on top.
Damn.
Yep.
Okay.
So I will do that eventually. Not tomorrow. Probably not within the next week.
I'll be in your corner.
Thank you. That'd be a fun like Twitch stream.
Yeah.
Just,
I'll just
going all out. They smell evil. It doesn't.
I love evil.
But I don't know. It's just, I liked that I was able to look back on today and just say, that's something I didn't do yesterday.
Yeah.
Or I'm not usually going to be able to have that experience.
All right.
So,
yeah.
I don't know. Take from that what you will. But it was nice to reflect and be more mindful over a very busy week of Thanksgiving. But anyway.
If you want to get busy, though, I'm going to let Perry tell me what is this? Why are you making that face?
Because this is another Knob Creek sample.
What is happening right
now? This is a Liquor Barn Knob Creek pick.
Okay.
From the Blue Rose Special line. Do you remember when those?
Yeah.
This is the 16-year-old.
What is happening right now?
This came from the same guy who sold me this bottle.
You said you were going to tease this later.
This is not it.
What? I thought this... I'm so confused right now.
Nope, there's more. There's more. I just wanted us to drink this. We don't even have to do it on the podcast. Suck it, content hogs. You don't get everything.
But if you want everything else, you can go to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast. For as little as $1 a month, you can support the show. And at $5, you get all the bonus stuff. You get the pregame chats. You get Pours from the Floor. You get Sampling Irresistible. You get Pumped. You go, oh. And you're the only ones that get it because you're part of the Patreon. And you can join the Discord. But that's the best place to get all the content and help us out. Just do it. I was going to try to do some speech, but just do it. Just do it. Join the Patreon. If you want to get some merch, you can go to bourbonshop.threadless.com. Perry has tons of designs on there. There's random stuff that pops up in your email that says 25% off. You can get some merch. You can support the show that way. You can walk around and say, this is my Bourbon Podcast. This is my Bourbon Drinking Shirt. If you want to send us an email, if you want to ask us to review something, you want to ask a question that doesn't want to be, you can say, hey, don't read this out on the show, or whatever.
We'll just reply to you.
Yeah, we'll just talk to you. We'll send you where to send stuff. This is mybourbonshop@gmail.com. If you want to follow us on all social media, at mybourbonpod, at pritter1792, at Whiskey Mutant. Been doing some 69-second videos that don't actually last 69 seconds. What?
They never do.
Never do. Timers don't matter.
It's more about enthusiasm.
It is. Follow us on all social media. You can go to Facebook. We have a Facebook group. This is my Bourbon Podcast Facebook group. Answer a few questions. Put it on there. We put show updates on there. When we have barrel picks, we put stuff on there. It's probably the second place to get all the info other than Patreon. What else? Go to YouTube. All the videos go up every Friday. You can watch this if you want to. If you can wait, the episodes go up on Wednesday. If you can be patient and you want to see stuff, you want to see our faces, you can see all the episodes there. They come up on Friday. Otherwise, you can go back and watch them. Perry goes live every Thursday. He went live a little early this week because it was holiday. But yeah, YouTube, go to My Bourbon Podcast.
Man, the live streams are doing way better than than they have in a long time.
Well, they should be.
Yeah, it's fun times. I have a good time doing that. Also, rate and review the podcast. It is a great way for us to get up in the algorithm. When you search bourbon, say in like the Apple Podcast, the Apple Podcast app. There's a better chance that we will show up when you search for bourbon. If you do leave a rating and a review, same with Spotify, same with the other things.
All the stuff. Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe, do the stuff. Tell people about
us. Hit that bell.
Hit it, all the stuff. What are we doing next week?
Next week actually might be an interview.
Oh, yeah? What are you doing that for?
Because it might be a follow-up to another episode that we've done recently that people were
I'm going to get murdered.
I'll
probably get murdered.
Hey, there's always a chance that you're going to get murdered.
That's true.
Yeah.
And get canceled.
Yep. We'll see y'all next time. Until then, I'm Perry.
I'm Eric.
And this is my Bourbon Podcast.
Not canceled yet.
Not yet. Hashtag not canceled yet.
Hashtag sorry, not sorry.